Hi, friends. I'm AJ. Welcome to the Oh My Goodness podcast. I am stoked today. I was gonna record something else, but I have had a couple sessions with clients lately that have reminded me that I think we all need the reminder that you're doing okay. You're doing the thing, like just keep going. Just like keep going. And I don't mean this in the like keep trudging and like, oh my God, like you have to suffer and suck it up. Like that's not what I mean. But when you're running a business or when you're trying out something new, so often in our time and age, we want it to happen immediately. We're like, okay, I started this business yesterday. Why aren't I at $1 million? Or I started this idea last year. I should be at 5K months and I'm not. What's wrong with me? And it's like, okay, but like context? Like have we sold things? Have we marketed? What is our data? What is the information we have on what have we done so far? And sometimes it's like, I mean, I mentioned it to a few friends and like this was me a couple months ago. I was trying to sell something and I was like, yeah, nobody really said anything. She's like, where have you said that? I was like, I made two posts. And she's like, maybe that is the issue. And I was like, yes, yes, I think you are right. Like once we have information on what we've done, we're like, this is working, this is not working. But so often we're just not willing to put in the marbles in the jar to get enough marbles to fill the jar. So with that in mind, I want us to think about what in your life lately are you like, this is so far away. And it's like way later. It's like not here yet, but you're like, how am I going to be able to do that? But it on. It's like, you don't have the skills yet for that. Like, why are we stressing? Like, we got our North Star. We're going in the right direction. Like, it's going to be okay. You're going to get there eventually, but like, there's a whole journey to enjoy along the way. If you are hating yourself for not being at 5K months or 10K months or whatever, like, there's so many things. And in the coaching industry, like, God, it's so wild. I'm in rooms right now where it is ranging from like $200 a month to like people having $100,000 months. It's honestly a little mind blowing. Like my brain gets a little melty and I'm like, how is this even possible? I don't understand. But I'm learning so much, and what I'm learning is literally, what if it was all inevitable? How would you show up if you knew it was working? And what does it look like to just have faith that things take time? What is it? Time takes time. And also, like, there's skills to be learned. Like I talk about this often, how I see my life as video game levels, right? That every move I'm at, every new base is a new kind of level where there's things for me to learn, there's people for me to meet, there's things to do. And I've got like themes, I've got names, right? But I'm like, okay, here I learned XYZ. Here I learned taking care of my body. Da-da-da. And right now I'm learning like how to live an abundant life, how to live my dream life, which has come with golden headaches. That podcast episode is coming, I do promise. Um, but it's been kind of wild because there's been so much travel. I did the math. I don't know if I told you this yet. We did the math. I did not sleep in my own bed 33% of the year last year. I went on 12 trips between work, moving, life, with Jer, without Jer. Like 12 trips, gone out of my bed 33% of the time, including that international move. But I was like, that's why I kind of felt like I was all over the place. Because I was. Yeah. And sometimes we're not pausing for context on we're like, I should be so much better and da. Because I was having one of these moments where I was like, shouldn't I be da? And I was like, oh yes, I forgot. I have restarted my business 7 times, 7 times. And I have adjust like in person 7 times. And I've readjusted my business from Mermaid Harmony to Fairy to Henna, Red Tens retreats, coaching, soul coaching, energy work, tarot, F- Fingal Pots, Fairy hair. Like it has expanded and changed over the course. Also virtual assistant, writing work. Oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot about all that. So much has happened in the last 15 years of running my business. Shoes, wands, oh my gosh, yeah, signs. I used to do Comic Cons and craft shows. If I would have thought now I had to be prepared back then for what I have now, I wouldn't. I had to learn all those things along the way, but I just kept doing the next right thing, right? And just kept showing up and being willing to show up. And a conversation I'm having about social media and some different stuff is like, okay, but is this perfect in the copy? Y'all, just post the thing. This might sound callous, but it's not that nobody cares, but it doesn't matter in the big scheme of things. Like one post, if somebody's going to get upset because there is a typo or grammatical error, and maybe some of you will get at me for this, I don't know. Maybe they're not for you. Like maybe they're not for you. I use dictation for my stuff because sometimes my hands go in and out. Um, and and sometimes I'm like typing, sometimes I'll run it through Grammarly or things like that. But oftentimes I'll just riff and I'll post. And then I'll go back later. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And I'll be like, that's what I was trying to say. And I'll go back and fix it. And sometimes I don't. You know what? People still comment, people still respond. And so my invitation here is how much time are we spending overthinking our actions, our things, versus just trying something and seeing what happens? I'm not saying we have to like full spaghetti at the wall, but I am saying, what if we just do it? Just take a breath, do the next right thing. You usually know what the next right thing is. And if you don't, there's somebody you can ask, right? Like I do like soul coaching. Other people offer like tax information. Other people offer lessons in guitar or, like if you want to learn something, the YouTube is plethora. Also, I had got my nails done yesterday. Can we have a moment for how beautiful these are? Oh, I didn't think I'd have time this week. And then time opened up. Magic. But and I see this also with like parents and friends and just people who are like, I'm not doing enough. And I'm like, look at the context of everything going on right now. You're okay. You're doing okay. You're doing good. Just keep showing up. Just trust the process. Like these things take time. So I just feel like I really wanted to say that to somebody who needs that this week, who's like, but it should be happening. Okay, but it's not right now. So, with that in mind, what's our data, right? First one, which is wild. I never thought I'd be that person. But now, like to my clients, when they're like, okay, and I need it, and I'm like, cool, what are our numbers? And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, okay, let's figure this out together. Let's pull up your stuff. Like, let's go. Um, is because when we have that information, we can make new decisions. But you can't make information about what's working, what's not working if you haven't done action. Does that make sense? You have to have things to review things. You cannot edit a book that does not have a first draft. Shitty first draft, stormy first draft, Brene Brown, or probably somebody else before it's edit. But you have to have some first draft edition of whatever you're working on to be able to refine, right? And I was thinking about this because I just changed my prices on my website and all this stuff, which feels, oh, we're just stepping into a new era. So it just feels kind of bold that I removed energy work and tarot reading from my site because what I noticed is it was all blending. My sessions were blending. And so even if they came for coaching, we ended up doing some energy work. Even if they came for energy work, we ended up maybe pulling some cards. Even if they came from cards, we ended up doing some coaching and energy work. And so I was like, actually, and they were all lasting an hour. And I was like, why am I saying these are different things when really I just have all these tools at my disposal? And I'm saying, here I am, here you are. What do you want to dive into? What's here? What's present? And then we reach for whatever tool is most needed in that moment, right? So now there is one hour offer on my website, which feels so itchy for me. But also, I would have not been able to make that choice. I would have felt like you were pigeonholing me last year. I just got to choose one. What do you mean? Oh my God, I can't do that. And now I'm like, me choosing one, less choice for other people to have to decide. Because also, the truth is, you don't have to decide. You get all of it. You get all of me in that hour. You get my soul, you get my heart, you get my focus, my attention, my connection to spirit, your connection to spirit, right? But that's a skill I wasn't ready to do and claim that like an hour with me is really great. Like, I got you. I got you. You'll get the recording, you get the transcript, right? Like, it is the good stuff. Until this moment where I'm like, yeah, if you would like a tarot reading, it's going to be 75 for an hour. And also, other things might come up. This is your hour. We're going to dive in. We will start with cards and we will go from there. If you want just a 10-minute tarot reading, cool. There are other readers out there. Granted, when I'm at like festivals and stuff, I'll bring my cards and I'll do like a little 30-minute reading or something like that. But on average, it ends up just becoming bigger because we're just doing the big work. We're just doing soul work. The way I love to work is doing that deep dive. And because I know this now about myself, I had to do so many readings to know I don't I don't think I want to do tarot at festivals. because that's only 15 minutes with a person or 10 minutes. And I'm like, hey, let's chat. Let's dive in. Does that make sense? But I know that about me now. I didn't know that about me 3 years ago. Will I maybe still like do that someday if there's an opportunity? Perchance just to see what it's like and to be in a room with other readers? Yeah. But I wouldn't have known that if I didn't have evidence from doing a gazillion readings over the last 4 years for people and being like, hey, here's the tendency. You will not get a reading under 20 minutes. That just doesn't exist with me. Unless it's like a one card pull, right? Like, but that's like for free Oracle cards in my Facebook group. So all of the TLC, all of the grace, and like this also applies to working out, to moving your body, to habits. I cannot tell you the, what is it? Persistency over consistency. Y'all, just keep showing up. We're letting shame win too much of the game. When shame comes up and is like, oh my gosh, you're so stupid. Of course you slept in today because you never want to work out. You never want to do this and you're never going to get a, what is that? That's shame. Girl, no, we got cool girl shit to do. We don't have time for shame today. Ah, we say, oh, thank you so much. You're trying to protect me. I appreciate it. Look at you being so cute. Okay, go curl up over here. I'm gonna go stretch later. It's okay. What if we just don't make giant stories out of everything that happens or any like thing we misstep in? Okay, so you didn't floss. Do you want to floss? Okay, do you hate the strands? Okay, cool. Use the flossers. Okay, it's single-use plastic. Yes. And also, you know what? There's a war, there's Coca-Cola, there are bigger things. I know. I know the impact. And if you're like, I can't listen to this anymore because you use single-use flossers, I understand. You make the call you got to make. But for me to floss my teeth every night, for Jared to wash floss every night, that is what we use. We might get a water flosser. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm thinking about if you know good water flosser things, it just feels like I don't know. I don't know. I'm interested, but I don't, it just feels like a lot. Um, but that's my access point, right? So what is your access point for your habit? Right? I was talking to somebody the other day about exercise, and sometimes exercise is such a charged word. And with our world, the bikini industrial complex, all the things, right? And so when we're like, okay, I have to exercise this specific amount, it becomes this like force, this pressure versus, hey, how can I move my body in a way that feels good? Right? What if we just go on a stroll, on a meander? Can we just walk the dogs for a little bit longer? Could we just go outside for just 5 minutes and just put our face under the sun? Can we just like do a dance break? Do you see how that changes from I got to be in the gym every day for an hour to okay, I'm going to go for a walk every day for 30 minutes or every other day for 20 minutes? Like, can we just be easier on ourselves, please? This world is a lot right now, and you hopping on the bandwagon of hating yourself for little shit that doesn't actually matter in the big scheme of things, but actually adds up in cool ways if you just literally keep showing up is absurd. I'm just calling it. It's absurd. The way we have been trained to hate on ourselves for little missteps as we're growing, as we're learning new things, like, okay, my clients, I love you so much. And I'm laughing because I do the exact same thing. But I and many of my clients and many of my friends, many of the things I see, we get so frustrated ourselves for not being able to nail something immediately. Barbara, we have not learned this yet. How are you supposed to know something if you haven't learned it yet? How am I supposed to understand how I hit a certain recurring revenue if I've never hit it yet? I haven't learned it yet. Does that make sense? I haven't found, of course, I'm not doing a consistent newsletter because I haven't found a routine that works for me. I haven't learned that yet. I'm working on it. Stay tuned. Potential newsletter coming soon, right? And so when we take that perspective of, oh, I just haven't picked up the skill, just like in D&D or in a video game. Oh, I just haven't learned the skill yet. Do you see the energy of that is so different? And then it multiplies in your life because we have neuroplasticity, right? Our brains are flexible. We can keep learning, we can keep growing. But if you just shut yourself down and you're like, I'm just stupid, that's just how it is. Ugh, oh God, I hate that so much. Don't say that in my presence. Stop, stop, stop. I will shake you. I have shaken people. I'm like, stop that. Why are we speaking bad about ourselves? Other people already do it enough. We don't have to add on to it. Ah, and here's my invitation for you. When you notice this, when you're noticing shame leaking out of your mouth, because our society has trained us to do this, to self-shame, to self, protect and, societal belonging, all that stuff. Because if you take up too much space, or if you are too much, or you glow too much, or you are too much, whatever, then you don't belong, then you're stupid, but all the things. I get it. I have multiple of those t-shirts. Then other people don't have to do it. It's safer, right? But also, aren't you tired? The world did not uphold its side of the bargain. If here's the bargain I understood. If I am quiet and good, I could cry. If I'm just good enough, everything will be good. And everybody will also have my back and know exactly what I want. If I just do everything for everybody else, then they will also do the same for me. How are people supposed to know what I need if I don't say it? I don't know. And then I became a resentful, bitter little panda, even though I was doing everything and I was looking very happy and everything was great and I loved my life. Like, I want you to understand that both things can be true. We can love our life and everything going on and everything is perfect. And also, there's this undercurrent of like, what is this? And then I proceeded to burn out and then we got sober and then we got honest. And then I was like, here's what I actually feel. I didn't realize I wasn't actually asking for what I needed because I didn't feel safe enough to say, hi, my faith is changing. Hi, I'm bi. Hi, I have strong feelings about our military and our politics and what's happening. Hi, I cannot do that. Hi, I would love to do this for you, but I am unable to because I don't have time or energy. Once I started saying those things and actually protecting some of my time or not overextending or overgiving, or just saying what I actually thought and believed, do you understand how much more freer I felt? I mean, obviously, I felt way more scared at first. It was absolutely terrifying. I thought I was going to die. But now, God, I did not know it was possible to feel this free in my body. And this is also like brought to you by sobriety and the 12 steps. And a lot of it is because I just kept doing the next right thing and started asking for what I need and saying my quiet parts out loud to save people and places, specifically coaches. But like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, it all adds up. If you've got a vision and you're like, I don't like who I am or what's happening right now, that's changeable. Everything's growable if you're willing to put in the time. If you've been like something for 20 years where we just like are negative and just things feel stuck, it's going to take more than a couple sessions or 2 weeks to feel positive or to feel joy. It's a practice. That's why I'm always saying this is a practice. It's something we're cultivating. It's because becoming takes time, regrooving in our brains when we're taught from childhood, right? Certain ways of being in our society, certain good ways to behave. When you're trying to be like, am I allowed to be my full self? What does that look like? Of course, that feels scary. You're not stupid for that feeling scary. It does feel big. And it's a practice. So that's why you practice in safe spaces with a coach or a friend or a friend group or at home or by yourself in front of the mirror. This is why I love red lipstick. I'm naturally coded as more confident, right? I got away with so much, quote unquote, because I was a mermaid, but nobody knows I'm a mermaid anymore. Now I just wear what I want. Does that make sense? You got this. Sing your soul song. Let me know what comes up for you and what your next right step is. Trust your marbles. It's all counting.